Regina, Mater misericordiae, vita dulcedo, estes nostra salve.
The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Mark. A leper came to him, and kneeling down, begged him and said, "If you wish, you can make me clean." Moved with pity, he stretched out his hand and touched the leper and said to him, "I do will it be made clean." The leprosy left him immediately, and he was made clean. Then, warning him sternly, he dismissed him at once. Then he said to him, "See that you tell no one anything, but go show yourself to the priest and offer for your cleansing what Moses prescribed. That will be proof for them." The man went away and began to publicize the whole matter. He spread the report abroad so that it was impossible for Jesus to enter a town openly. He remained outside in deserted places, and people kept coming to him from everywhere. The Gospel of the Lord. Two basic sins are revealed to us in these readings this morning, mostly in the book of Samuel. The sin of being presumptuous and the sin of being superstitious. The sin of being presumptuous is like this: I'm not going to study for my exam today, or tomorrow. God's going to cover me because I prayed. Now you're using prayer and presuming that God's going to cover your laziness and your lack of responsibility, and everything's going to be fine, when God holds us responsible for making choices and good choices and calls us to do so. And so we presume when we don't operate in the way He's created us. And then we presume that God's going to bail us out. And sometimes He lets us feel the sting of our choice. So I hope that's a little good advice for somebody. The example of superstitious might be, maybe we can use a similar scenario. I'm not going to study for my exam because I'm going to wear my lucky crucifix and I'll be fine. Now you're holding your crucifix as an object of being superstitious. It's like it's no longer something sacred anymore, but you're profaning it into that. And so what happens is, in the book of Samuel here, the people of Israel are literally at a time when they're in sin. They've been going against God. And if you look here, most of the time when the people of Israel are going to battle, they always call in the prophets and they ask them, "Do you think that it's okay with God if we go into battle?" They don't do this here. They're presuming. And then these two guys, Phineas and Hophni, where is his name? Hophni. These two guys, these guys are big sinners, like to the max. And they presume that God's going to take care of them. And they suffer terribly because they use the ark as an object of superstition. And they suffer terribly because they never asked God if it was okay to go to battle. They just went anyways. And He let them feel the brunt of their carelessness, their presumptuousness, and their rash judgment without consulting Him. And if you look in the Old Testament, when they consult God and they're in good graces, sometimes God even says something like, "Don't do anything," and then it all gets taken care of by itself. But they never gave God a chance to weigh in and be their loving Father and advise them. How tragic that they would suffer so badly. In the Gospel of Mark, the reason why Jesus asks this cleansed leper not to say anything is because Jesus himself doesn't want to be an object of superstition. He doesn't want people to come to him just because he has all the glitter and he wants to, and they want healing. He wants people to have an encounter with the loving and sovereign God. He wants people to be able to encounter the healing God, not the healing of God, of the God, okay? And so Jesus discourages this man from spreading the report so people can have true faith and a desire for love of God. That's the basic moral of the story. And now, if you want to read ahead a little bit go to the book of Samuel, chapter 4, first book of Samuel, chapter 4. If you want to read a little bit after this, you're going to find out what kind of amusing fate that the Philistines encounter for messing with God's people.
Regina Caeli, let